Moth family have been tapping maple trees and making our own maple syrup. And that's what I'd like to demonstrate today. How to tap your own maple trees and make your own maple syrup. You're probably wondering, why should I learn this? Or why should I pay attention? Well, let's say you're going to your favorite store to get your favorite maple syrup. And out of nowhere, they're gone. So what do? Well, I can teach you how to make your own maple syrup. Or two, you're probably the person that cares what's in your food. I can teach you, and you want pure organic food. I can teach you how to make your own maple syrup. Or three, what if you don't care and you're stranded? So sap is 98% water, and it could save your life. So please try to pay attention. Now let's start with some jokes. How does maple syrup stay organized? Sticky notes. Why do maple trees make good friends? Because they're always rooting for you. So now, raise your hand if you like maple syrup. Raise your hand if you know how to make maple syrup. Raise your hand if you ever made maple syrup. Let's get those hands back up. Raise your hand if you'd like to learn how to tap your own maple trees and make your own maple syrup. Alright, so the first thing we need to know in order to make maple syrup is, where does it come from? Maple syrup comes from maple trees. There are several kinds, but today we're talking about the sugar maple. Now, the next question is, do you have any maple trees in your yard? So, the easiest way to identify a tree is by the leaves are still on. Spring, summer, and autumn are usually when the leaves are on. And here's what the leaves look like. I actually got a real maple leaf right here. Alright, so now you can also memorize them from bark patterns. Now let me show you an example of why it's much easier to tell from these. So I got two leaves right here, a tulip poplar and a maple leaf. You see, they are definitely different. And I got two barks, an American sycamore and a maple one. So they are different, but their barks almost look the same, and it can be confusing to find out. Once you find a maple tree, it has to be at least 10 inches and healthy. Make sure you mark those trees. While the leaves are still on, make sure you wrap a rope or anything. You see, we marked it. We already marked our maple over here. Maple tree, sorry. So, why should I wrap them? Well, you have to tap them by winter. So when the leaves fall off. So, again, it can be confusing to find out. Now, time for an interesting theory. It is believed that a Native American threw his tomahawk at a maple tree and discovered sap. Before winter comes, you have to have your supply. So, sure enough, you need a tap kit, which we usually order it on Amazon. It comes with a tubing and a spot. Also, you're going to need a food safe bucket. We usually order it from Will King or Tractor Supply. Next is a drill and a couple of drill bits. Cheesecloth for straining, tape, and a rubber mallet. We're all going to talk about these later, so let's move on. Now that it is winter, I wanted to teach you something. You can tap maple trees in late winter and early spring, usually between February and April. When it's below freezing at nighttime, the tree sucks water into itself. When it's above freezing at daytime, it creates pressure and sap will flow. The best time to tap a maple tree is usually when it is above freezing at daytime and below freezing at nighttime. Fall, freeze. So now, we ready to get First, you're going to make make sure your drill bits are clean. Yes, you gotta make sure that your drill bits are clean. You usually use them for house things or building things. So you kind of want to make sure those drill bits are clean. You're gonna use one for your tubing, which we already drilled a hole in our food safe bucket. All you have to do is drill it in the food safe bucket and insert the tubing. It has to be tight and fit. Also, I have a drill bit that is exactly the size of the spile. So, next thing you do, you have to take that spile drill bit to 2 inches. No matter how big the tree is never drill further than 2 inches because you might drill too far, you won't get sap, or you drill not far enough and you won't even get the sap. So you have to drill at 2 inches. Now, next, find a healthy spot on the tree that's 2 to 4 feet off the ground. So if it's too high, your bucket will ding. But if it's too low, then gravity won't work. So the best place to drill it is at 2 to 4 feet off the ground. So now, you will drill in a little bit, but you'll go an upward slight angle. The reason why? Let me show you an example. This is the spile. This long part will go into the tree, and this part you will watch that come out. Let's say I just drill it straight in and insert the spot straight. See, nothing came out. But what if I do a slight angle? See, some will start to come out. So that's why you should try to do it at a slight or up angle. So now, you gotta insert your spile and use a rubber mallet. Hit it a couple of times. And then insert the other side of the spile into the bottom of the spot. So now, make sure the lid is on so that you can, that no bugs or ants can get in. Congratulations, you tapped your first maple tree. Hug yourself, give yourself a round of applause, anything. But, I know you want to come home and tap like 20 maple trees, but you have to collect them every single day that is above freezing. Why? Well, because your sap will spoil. Sap should be crystal clear. If you notice any odor or odd smell, it's best to toss it out. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. It will be hard if you tap more than 20. So, you're going to have to go like scouring the woods. The trees are not in a straight line. They're scattered. So, you have to collect all that every day that is above freezing. So, that's why our family never do tap more than 5 trees. Now, how to store them is you get a big jar, which is like a big pickle jar. After collecting all the sap, you bring them home, and then you're going to use your cheesecloth, the strain, to keep the sap clean. And put them in gallon bags, and put them in a deep freezer. Now, you might need a deep freezer, because let me tell you a fact. 40 gallons of sap equals 1 gallon of maple syrup. That's a lot of gallons, right? So, you're probably wondering now, when do I stop collecting? You should stop collecting when the tree starts to bud and it's staying above freezing. All you have to do is twist, and don't worry about the pop. The spile won't break. And that's it. That's all you have to do, and the tree will fill itself. Now, who's ready to get cooking? All right. So, the supplies you're going to need is a stove or a fire pit, and wood for cooking. Pots, cheesecloth, again, it's really important to clean your cooked sap, a candy thermometer, and candy bars. So, sap is mostly water, about 98% water. So if you have 40 gallons of sap and you have to evaporate 98% of it, it's going to be a while. I'll give you 2 tips. 1, try to start early in the day as possible. And 2, the easiest way to do it is outside because usually you don't have to waste electricity and get more electricity bills. So probably try to do it outside if you have open firewood. In the progress, it will take 8 to 12 hours to do it. So if you do it inside, the stove will wear out. It will wear out pretty bad, and it's a lot of waste of electricity. So probably try to do it outside as early as you can. Is it important to strain yourself? Yes, that's why the cheesecloth is here. As the cooking progress goes, you can strain your sap anytime you want with your cheesecloth to keep it clean. Alright, so once your clear sap will start to turn amber. Once it gets really low, you can transport it to another bowl inside. And once it reaches temperatures of 218 degrees, you have maple syrup. Congratulations. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I do with this maple syrup? Well, make sure you store it in a candy jar and it will seal itself. You can put it in a cool, dark area or the pantry for 1 to 2 years. And if you freeze it, it'll last way longer. And once open for waffles and pancakes, you gotta put it in the fridge and it'll do good for a year. I hate to say, but it's time to say goodbye. Now you know how to tap your own maple trees and make your own maple syrup. I hope you guys inspired to make your own maple syrup and tap your own maple trees. If you're ever in a sticky situation, this might save your life. And also, I got a surprise for you. So, we actually have popcorns and butter like popcorns. And I'm sorry that we ate all of our maple syrup that we could. We got this pure organic maple syrup that I can pour into your popcorn bag. So that is it. Thank you so much for coming here and judging everyone out here and any questions?
What does your family do with it other than eat it? Do they sell it?
I think we just eat it. I don't know if we sell it. We don't sell it usually. But we do eat maple syrup, and trust me, it is good. So, who wants popcorn with maple syrup?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. There you go, and I'll pour it on.
Hey, do they have